Let me tell you something. 1 week from now, you can be a completely different person. 1 week from now, people who knew you yesterday will look at you and say, "What happened to you?" And you'll smile because you'll know you made a decision. Most people think transformation takes years. They say, "I need more time." No, you don't need more time. You need more intensity. You need to move with urgency. You need to stop waiting for permission and start demanding results from yourself. Success is not for the lazy. It is not for the excuse makers. It is not for the people who live in the land of someday. Success bows to those who have already decided they are worthy of it. So how do you become unrecognizable in 1 week? Here's the formula. Your mind is the command center of your life. Every action you take, every decision you make, and every result you experience is a direct reflection of the thoughts you allow to take root in your mind. If you want to change your life, you must first change the way you think. Most people live their entire lives in mental slavery, trapped by the limitations they have accepted as truth. They tell themselves they aren't smart enough, talented enough, or worthy enough to achieve success, and as a result, they never even try. But here's the truth. Your thoughts create your reality. If you want to transform your life in 1 week, you must first take absolute control of the one thing that controls everything, your mindset. The reason most people stay stuck is that they never challenge the way they think. They assume that just because they've believed something for years, it must be true. But what if it's not? What if everything you've been telling yourself about who you are and what you're capable of is a lie? What if the only reason you haven't achieved more is that you haven't demanded more from yourself? The greatest battle you will ever fight is not against the world, it's against your own mind. You must break free from the prison of your own limitations, or you will spend the rest of your life living beneath your potential. Your subconscious mind does not care whether the thoughts you feed it are positive or negative. It simply accepts whatever you give it and turns it into reality. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, not worthy enough, or not capable enough, your mind will take those statements as commands and ensure that you live according to them. But the same rule applies in the other direction. If you start feeding your mind with empowering, unstoppable, and unshakable beliefs, your life will begin to reflect those thoughts. The moment you decide to dominate your mindset is the moment you take back control of your destiny. Your thoughts are not random, they are programmed. Everything you've been exposed to, your environment, your upbringing, your experiences has shaped the way you think. If you grew up around people who struggled financially, you were probably programmed to believe that money is scarce and hard to earn. If you were surrounded by people who settled for mediocrity, you may have been programmed to believe that success is reserved for the lucky few. But the good news is, just as you were programmed to think small, you can reprogram yourself to think big. You can train your mind to expect success, wealth, and abundance instead of fear, doubt, and lack. Reprogramming your mind requires two things: intentionality and repetition. You cannot allow just any thought to take up space in your mind. You must become the guardian of your mental environment, allowing only those thoughts that serve your highest purpose. Every single day, you must feed your mind with powerful, success-driven thoughts until they become your default way of thinking. Affirmations, visualization, and surrounding yourself with the right influences are not just motivational gimmicks. They are tools for rewiring your subconscious to align with the life you want to create. The problem with most people is that they live life on autopilot, allowing their minds to be filled with whatever the world throws at them. They consume negativity from the news, absorb doubts from the people around them, and replay their past failures over and over again. Then they wonder why they feel stuck, why they lack confidence, and why success seems so far away. But the moment you make the decision to take control of your mindset, everything changes. Instead of letting negativity dictate your thoughts, you begin to consciously choose what you allow into your mind. You replace fear with faith, excuses with action, and limitations with possibilities. Fear is one of the biggest mental barriers that keep people from reaching their potential. But here's something most people don't realize. Fear is just a thought. It's nothing more than a story you tell yourself about what could go wrong. And just like any story, it can be rewritten. The next time fear creeps into your mind, don't let it take control. Challenge it. Ask yourself, is this fear real? Or is it just a mental illusion? More often than not, you'll realize that the thing you're afraid of isn't nearly as powerful as you thought. The moment you learn to master your fear, you become unstoppable. Excuses are another form of mental poison that must be eliminated. Every time you make an excuse, you reinforce a belief that you are powerless. You tell yourself that you don't have enough time, enough resources, or enough experience to succeed, and so you stay exactly where you are. But successful people don't entertain excuses. They understand that the only thing standing between them and their goals is the story they tell themselves about why they can't achieve them. When you stop making excuses and start taking responsibility, you take back control of your life. Your mind responds to the level of expectation you set for yourself. If you expect to struggle, you will struggle. If you expect to fail, you will fail. But if you expect to win, if you truly believe that success is inevitable, you will start making decisions and taking actions that align with that belief. It's not about wishful thinking. It's about programming your mind for success so deeply that failure is no longer an option. The most successful people in the world don't hope for success. They expect it. And that expectation influences every thought, decision, and action they take. Your environment plays a major role in shaping your mindset. You cannot develop a powerful mind while surrounding yourself with weak-minded people. If you spend your time around complainers, doubters, and people who settle for less, their mindset will rub off on you. But when you surround yourself with people who think bigger, dream bigger, and operate at a higher level, you will naturally start to elevate your own mindset. Energy is contagious. You must protect yours at all costs. The fastest way to dominate your mindset is through discipline. You must train your mind the same way an athlete trains their body. You must consistently feed it with the right thoughts, eliminate distractions, and stay focused on your goals. You must develop mental toughness, the ability to keep going even when you don't feel like it. Most people fail because they only work hard when they're motivated. But motivation is temporary. Discipline is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It's about doing what needs to be done no matter how you feel. When you take control of your mind, you take control of your life. Your mindset is the foundation upon which everything else is built. You cannot create success with a mind that is filled with fear, doubt, and limitation. But when you develop an unstoppable mindset, one that is built on faith, confidence, and relentless action, there is no limit to what you can achieve. Most people operate at a fraction of their true potential. They move slow, hesitate, and second-guess themselves, waiting for the perfect moment to take action. But the truth is, success does not come to those who wait. It comes to those who execute with speed and intensity. If you want to change your life in 1 week, you must shift your actions into overdrive. That means making decisions quickly, following through without hesitation, and taking massive action every single day. You cannot afford to waste another moment playing small or moving cautiously. The time for waiting is over. The reason most people never achieve real success is that they lack urgency. They treat their goals like optional tasks rather than non-negotiable priorities. They set a goal, make a plan, and then sit on it for weeks, months, or even years, waiting for the stars to align. But successful people move differently. They understand that speed is power. When they make a decision, they act on it immediately. They don't overanalyze. They don't wait for the right conditions. And they don't give themselves time to talk themselves out of it. They execute now and adjust as they go. The biggest mistake people make is believing they need to have everything figured out before they start. They tell themselves they need more information, more experience, or more resources before they can take action. But this is just a sophisticated form of procrastination. The truth is, action produces clarity. The only way to truly learn what works and what doesn't is by doing. When you take massive action, you gain experience, develop new skills, and create momentum. But when you hesitate, you stay stuck in the same place, watching others pass you by. There is a direct connection between the speed of your actions and the speed of your results. People who move slowly in life always wonder why success takes so long. But the reality is, success is not a matter of time, it's a matter of effort. If you take weak, half-hearted action, you will get weak, half-hearted results. But when you attack your goals with everything you've got, you will be shocked at how quickly things start to change. Most people don't have a results problem, they have an intensity problem. They move too slow, work too little, and expect too much. But success does not reward those who wait, it rewards those who move. Every single day, you must push yourself to operate at a higher level than you did the day before. You cannot afford to stay at the same pace and expect different results. Growth requires an increase in intensity. If you worked for 2 hours yesterday, work for 4 hours today. If you made 10 calls yesterday, make 20 today. If you took 1 step forward yesterday, take 5 today. The faster you move, the sooner you will separate yourself from the masses. While others are thinking, planning, and doubting, you will already be executing, winning, and achieving. Most people are controlled by their feelings. They only take action when they feel motivated, inspired, or confident. But if you rely on feelings, you will always be inconsistent. Winners do not wait to feel ready. They act whether they feel like it or not. They understand that discipline is more important than motivation. Motivation is temporary, but discipline is permanent. When you train yourself to take massive action regardless of how you feel, you become your actions must be driven by your commitment, not your emotions. One of the fastest ways to increase your intensity is to set aggressive deadlines. Most people give themselves way too much time to accomplish their goals, and as a result, they move at a slow and lazy pace. But when you shorten your deadlines and commit to getting things done faster, you force yourself to move with urgency. Instead of giving yourself 6 months to complete a project, commit to doing it in 6 weeks. Instead of taking a year to master a skill, commit to doing it in 90 days. When you put yourself under pressure, you unlock levels of focus and productivity that most people never experience. Your environment plays a major role in your ability to take massive action. If you are surrounded by people who move slow, think small, and make excuses, their energy will rub off on you. You must place yourself in an environment that forces you to level up. That means surrounding yourself with people who move fast, think big, and push you to operate at your highest level. Success is contagious, but so is mediocrity. If you want to increase your intensity, you must eliminate anything and anyone that slows you down. One of the biggest action killers is overthinking. People waste so much time analyzing, debating, and worrying about the possible outcomes that they never actually do anything. But overthinking is just another form of fear. It keeps you stuck in your head instead of moving in the real world. The fastest way to break out of this cycle is to adopt a bias for action. Instead of thinking about what you need to do, just start doing it. Instead of planning every tiny detail, take the first step and figure out the rest along the way. Success is built on movement, not perfection. Taking massive action does not mean working hard for one day and then slowing down. It requires sustained effort, consistency, and an unwavering commitment to execution. Most people start strong but fade quickly. They get excited, put in a burst of effort, and then return to their old habits as soon as the initial motivation wears off. But real success comes from relentless execution, day after day, week after week, year after year. If you want to separate yourself from the masses, you must be willing to outwork, outlast, and out-execute everyone around you. Another major key to shifting into overdrive is eliminating distractions. Every minute you spend scrolling on social media, watching TV, or engaging in meaningless conversations is a minute you could have spent building your future. You must become obsessed with progress. That means cutting out anything that does not move you closer to your goals. The world is full of distractions designed to steal your time and energy. But you must be ruthless in protecting your focus. Every moment you waste is a moment you will never get back. The difference between those who achieve massive success and those who remain average is the speed and intensity of their actions. The world does not reward potential, good ideas, or wishful thinking. It rewards those who move first, move fast, and move with purpose. If you want to change your life in 1 week, you must stop waiting, stop hesitating, and start executing at a level you never have before. Distraction is the silent killer of dreams. It sneaks into your life disguised as entertainment, comfort, or routine. And before you know it, years have passed and you are still in the same place. Most people are not struggling because they lack potential. They are struggling because they allow distractions to steal their time, energy, and focus. If you want to change your life in 1 week, you must take control of your attention. You must recognize that every distraction is a trade-off. Every minute spent on meaningless activities is a minute taken away from building your future. Most people do not realize how much time they waste. They think they are busy, but they are busy doing things that do not move them forward. Scrolling through social media for hours, watching TV, engaging in gossip, and getting caught up in drama are all forms of self-sabotage. These distractions might feel harmless in the moment, but over time, they add up to wasted potential. The harsh truth is that many people are not failing because they lack opportunities. They are failing because they are too distracted to seize them. If you are serious about transforming your life, you must eliminate anything that does not serve your goals. One of the biggest distractions in life is negative people. Some people will drain your energy, fill your mind with doubt, and keep you stuck in a cycle of mediocrity. They will tell you that your goals are unrealistic, that success is too hard, and that you should settle for what you have. But you must protect your mind like a fortress. If someone is not adding value to your life, they are subtracting from it. You cannot afford to let the wrong influences shape your mindset. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to be better. Technology is another major distraction that robs people of their focus. Social media, emails, notifications, and endless online content are designed to keep you addicted. Companies spend billions of dollars studying how to capture your attention and keep you hooked. And if you are not careful, you will fall into the trap of consuming instead of creating, watching instead of doing. You must take back control of your mind, set limits on social media, turn off unnecessary notifications, and use technology as a tool for growth rather than a source of distraction. Most people are addicted to comfort, and comfort is one of the biggest distractions from success. They seek entertainment over education, pleasure over progress, and relaxation over results. But success requires sacrifice. You cannot have a life of luxury without first putting in the work. If you spend more time seeking comfort than you do chasing excellence, you will always be stuck in the same place. It is time to